now, right now. Right 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 now, right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. They always have been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the Vietnam War. The government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Golly, I love saying that intro. Really excited to be here today because there are several things going on today that we need to talk about. First and foremost, Bitcoin is trading at almost $38,000, currently trading at $37,800. It has managed to find the bullish exuberance to climb all the way back up here, gradually grinding its way towards fresh highs. And today we're going to talk about whether or not that rally is going to be able to break out into a breakout over the course of the Black Friday and over the course of the Black Friday weekend, moving into Cyber Monday. Instead of seeing some Cyber Monday and Black Friday deals, it looks like you might be finding some good places to exit a trade because another breakout could be coming very soon. We're also going to be taking a look at the altcoins and looking at some investments that we should be considering right now. I'm going to be reminding you guys of the way that we want to go about investing in this market during this time because there is a very specific and particular way that we want to go about preparing ourselves for the impending bull market. I do believe that Bitcoin will be going to north of $100,000 during this bull market. And while I'm still working on my end of bull market price prediction for Ethereum, I am predicting somewhere in the range of $5,000 to $10,000. We're going to get more specific on that as we continue to do more analysis, but I do believe that we will at least hit all-time high, and I would not be surprised to see a doubling. Cardano is probably going back to all-time high and then some. Massive, massive opportunities are abounding in the market right now, and I don't want you to miss them. So make sure if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button because it helps to push the content in the YouTube algorithm. It helps us to get this content out to more people. And also share this if you think that food yesterday, mac and cheese and green bean casserole and turkey and pie and my wife made these little apple turnovers. Oh my goodness gracious, man. I swear, it's funny. When I got married, I weighed 185 pounds and I don't weigh 185 pounds anymore because I actually started eating healthily. Before I got married, I used to eat a Pizookie every night. Just confessions of Crypto Jeb here. I used to eat a Pizookie every night. If you don't know what that is, it is a brownie base with ice cream and chocolate fudge poured on top of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to order a Pizookie and I would just eat it every night. And so I was getting on up there, and now I feel like I'm doing the same thing because of everything I just ate last night. How did your Thanksgiving go? I would love to hear about the interesting foods that you guys had, the interesting times that you guys had. Was it a good Thanksgiving? Was it a bad Thanksgiving? If it was bad Thanksgiving, don't have to talk about it. But love you, and I hope it went well. Daniel J's in chat. Mattis S is in chat. Philip Moffitt is in chat. Joe Bollier is in chat. Stacy Rumsey is in chat. Newbie D is in chat. Bob Riley. Sergeant Roz, CIB11 Bravo, is in chat. It's a cool name. Alex Nivo's in chat. Joel Pereira? I believe that's Portuguese. Oh, well, good morning from Portugal. I didn't even read the message. Hi. Hello. Good morning from Portugal. I ought to know how to pronounce that because I believe there was a king of Portugal that had that name, and I should know better. Lawrence is in chat. Martin Collins is in chat. All right. Let me see if I can actually say hello to everybody. Joey Van Englenberg is in chat. Philly Skills 1428 is in chat. Josh is in chat. Geekster Gaming's in chat. Fighting Fit Films Productions in chat. Dave, Happy Whale, RJ, Khalil, Alzibda, there we go, is in chat, and Nick Schmidt and Dave. The mac and cheese, it was so good. My wife spent 5 hours making some homemade mac and cheese on Wednesday, and when I tell you that was the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my entire life, I'm not just saying that because my wife made it. It was so good. All right, we've got a lot to cover today, but before we get started, I do want to remind you guys that there is just a little bit of time left on Lux Algo's sale. Right now, you can get Lux Algo Premium for 55% off on the annual plan. That's just $215.94
for 12 months of access to Lux Algo for the next 12 hours only. That offer will be ending at midnight Eastern time today. It's a Black Friday deal. Now, something you might not know is that Lux Algo also launched 2 new products alongside Premium. There's the Essentials Toolkit and there's the Ultimate Toolkit. Essentially, the Essentials Toolkit has less in it, but it is less expensive, so it's easier to get into. It's got the Price Actions Concepts Toolkit. It's got access to the Discord server and all the community features. And then the Ultimate has access to everything that the Essentials and the Premium does, but it's also got the backtesting system. And it's also got all of the other features over here. But the main thing is this huge backtesting system, which I want to show to you guys in some content. Going to try and work on some content for that, but just make sure that you sign up for that now, because it's normally going to be $718 for the year, and on the monthly, it's normally going to be $119.99 a month. Right now, it's only $71.99 a month. The premium is only $47.59 a month if you want to get it on the monthly plan to try it out for a month. So make sure that you sign up for Lux Algo while you've still got a chance, because Bitcoin is doing some exciting things. And right now is an exciting time to be looking at Bitcoin. And a big part of the reason for that is because as Bitcoin has held up here, it has actually managed to maintain its exuberance. And I'm pretty excited to see this, because I'll just tell you what, I love being wrong sometimes in the market. I love it. I love being wrong, because a lot of times when I'm wrong, if I'm doing my job as an analyst, whenever I'm wrong, I get to learn something. And so that's a good day. But especially when I'm more concerned about the bearish side and then things start going bullish and I'm wrong, I like that. I like being wrong. And so I've been telling you guys, I'm more on the fence that we're going to have a correction, because where's the exuberance? Where's all of this coming from? But over the last few days, it's not what happened. Seems that people got around the turkey table and they talked about their crypto, as I did yesterday. There's an individual that I saw at Thanksgiving yesterday, talked about his crypto portfolio. It's doing a lot better than he thought it was, so he was pretty excited about that. Shout out to him. I doubt he's watching right now, but shout out to him. Yeah, so a lot of times at Thanksgiving, what you will see happen is you'll see, that you're like me. I'm the crypto guy. So I walk in the room and everybody's like, oh man, let me tell you about my crypto portfolio. And I have my brother over here saying, oh yeah, I'm up $100. And I have someone else over here saying, I thought I was down 60%. I'm actually up 150%. Cool beans. I'm that guy when I walk in the room. You might be that guy when you walk in the room. And so everybody's like, hey, how's crypto doing? This year, crypto happens to be doing pretty well for Turkey Day. So it was probably pretty easy to evangelize it. And I would not be surprised at all if some of the buy pressure that we have seen, and I should have remembered this and mentioned this because this does happen every year. I would not be at all surprised to see some of the buy pressure that we're seeing right now being Americans sitting around the turkey table, eating some turkey, talking about crypto. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's doubled since last year. Let me go buy some of that. If you'll remember, the last Thanksgiving, FTX was in the process of imploding upon itself. So it was kind of a hard time to evangelize crypto. Thanksgiving's, what was it? It was the 24th of November last year. It was right here. FTX had just blown up. So you didn't really get much bullishness out of Thanksgiving last year. This year, seems that it may have had an impact. We'll never truly know. But nevertheless, the crypto market is on a, a tear. Bitcoin is up 2250 over the last 2.5 days. And the thing that I'm excited about is that Bitcoin has now set a higher high. We've actually set a higher high. This wick right here is higher than anything that we've put into play in the entirety of the bear market and new bull market. This high just a few hours ago is the absolute highest high that we have seen all year. It breached $38,000. And these upper wicks tell us a couple of things. They tell us either one, that they're blow off tops and we're going to see a correction. Don't think so. Or two, they show us that there's a lot of exuberance in the market and they're managing to eat up sell pressure. When you see a huge wick like this, it comes up here, it just destroys the sell pressure. The buy pressure gets sold. The sellers sell to the buyers, and then you lose that sell wall. This is a way of penetrating the defenses and getting through those walls. And you'll notice that we kind of creep up here on candle bodies after these candle wicks have formed. And so what that tells us is that these were, to use the analogy of two medieval armies or classical era armies at battle, these are probing assaults. These are tunnels under the walls. These are trenches. These are cannons firing cannon shot at the wall and knocking holes in the wall. These are not shooting stars. And I want to make that very clear. These, while they look like shooting stars, and while technically, yes, you would classify them as shooting stars, the reason that we don't look at these as shooting stars is because of the candle action that's taking place in the 3 hours following. In the 3 hours following, Bitcoin's not crashing, meaning that we used up all of our strength up here. Instead, Bitcoin is rallying and testing once again the high at 37.9. We very well may be minutes or hours away from a very large breakout here. Our next zone of resistance being between $39,000 to $41,000. And if you pay close attention to the channel, you may have caught something there. And that's the first time that I've said that in a while, that we may be minutes or hours away from a major breakout. The last time that I said that we may be minutes or hours away from a major breakout, the market was right, let's see, it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The market was right here. There's a video on the channel. You guys probably saw it, and I have a cool story about it. There's a video on the channel. Let's see, I will find it right here. Back over here. I think it might have been this video. I'd have to go back and look. But one of these videos, I said within minutes to hours, you're about to see a major rally on Bitcoin. And then we rallied straight up to $35,000. This is the candle wick that came in about 2 hours after that video went up. We rallied straight to 35K. And it's interesting because I shot that video following a conversation with an individual that was interested in my take on the market, and I told them the same thing. If we break 31.8 within minutes to hours, we will be at 35. They made a trade on that, made a bunch of money. I had no idea they were trading based off of what I said, but they did, and so I was pretty happy that I said the right thing. But I'm getting a similar sense here. I'm getting a similar spidey sense tingling, and for a few reasons. Number one, we did not just moonshot up to 38 this time, as we have the last several times. We also actually hit 38. We didn't come short of it as we did here. This is also the fourth test of this level of resistance. And for anybody who has gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, which, by the way, if you have not, now's the time to get it. Technical Analysis is calling this stuff, guys. If you've not gone through CT2A, which you can find linked in the description box down below, we got a bunch of people signing up for it again already. It's almost like we never even took it down for 2.5 years. Everybody's already signing up for it again, so jump on the bandwagon if you want. As we teach in CT2A, 2 tops, 3 tops, those are extremely strong levels of resistance. If you set a fourth touch on a resistance level, that resistance might as well break. You just might as well consider it broken. And so with this rally up here, it completely flips the script. Because when Bitcoin manages to rally all the way to a major resistance level a fourth time, that is where, historically speaking, that level is likely to break. Highly likely to break. So a couple of reasons, again, why I'm more interested, more considering that this level will actually break this time. I did not say this on the first, second, or third test. I'm saying this for the first time here on the fourth test. The reason why I'm more convinced that this breakout is more likely to happen is because we didn't just moonshot straight to the level, meaning that the bulls are already exhausted by the time they get to 38. Our rally's from 36.8. It's only a $1,000 rally. That's nothing for the bulls. That's the warm-up in the marathon that they could be running pretty soon. Nothing to be worried about at all. And the second reason is because the fourth test, which generally indicates that that is going to be the breakout. And third of all, we actually hit the level, and we've actually placed a couple of candle bodies, a couple of candle wicks on the hourly chart through the level. These shooting star formations, this triple shooting star formation that you can see right here. But again, we're not really going to consider it the same way we would a normal shooting star because because the market continued to rally after it. Now, one thing I will mention, we do have a hammer right here. Right here. This is a hammer. Right there. That is a hammer. It can be bearish. In this case, I'm not too worried about it because it does mean the bears tried to make an assault. Bulls push them back very handily, very quickly. We've also got a spinning top here indicating some indecision. Not too worried about that because coming out of that spinning top, we have a massive lower wick, which is just remembering our psychology of candlestick analysis that we teach in CT2A. The wick down here indicates that the bears attempted an attack here and they were repulsed. They were repelled, excuse me. And so I'm quite confident in the Bitcoin market's ability right now to break through $38,000. We have built such a huge base of support here. And so when Bitcoin's sitting down here at 35, it's difficult because Bitcoin has a huge base above it, this massive trading range that we've set up. But now that we're above it, well, we're above it. No better way to say it. All of this VRVP support that we've built over the last month is now behind us. It is now support for us. If we fall below $35,000, it's all resistance. But that's not where we are right now. We are on a run. We're moving to the upside. We're at 37.9. So what's my takeaway here? My takeaway here, as usual, following another one of our principles of technical analysis, which is you are more likely to break the level that you are closer to. I am predicting right now that there is a greater likelihood of a break above 37.9, above 38. Time is going to tell. And the reason that I say time is going to tell is because, again, some of the buy pressure is probably coming from Thanksgiving. That any kind of bullish incentive in the market from that will die down relatively quickly. A couple of other things to consider. Number one, the Dixie. We'll kind of talk about some of the fundamentals right now. The Dixie's going down, and so that's very helpful. As you know, the dollar currency index is the index which tracks the strength of the United States dollar against a basket of other world currencies. It is declining quite sharply right now, which does indicate bullishness for Bitcoin. These two markets are inversely correlated. Whenever Dixie's going down, generally that's going to be buy pressure. That's going to provide buy pressure for Bitcoin. Similarly, SPY is moonshotting on its way back to all-time high. Would not be surprised to see SPY back at all-time high if it's able to confidently break this downtrend within 6 to 12 months. People are calling for a recession. I'll believe it when I see it because I don't want to end up like those people that were calling for a recession in 2011 and didn't buy real estate, didn't buy the stock market, and they missed out. If you see a recession starting, then yes, take that as a sell signal. Predicting that a recession is going to come is not a good reason to not get into the stock market, generally speaking. That might sound crazy, but it is true. And I'd love to talk more about that if you guys are interested in that. Point being, SPY is rallying. SPY is probably going to continue to rally so long as it can break through that resistance. If that's the case, well, you've got a perfect a perfect convergence there where Dixie's dropping, SPY is rallying, Bitcoin thrives in that environment, and you're also likely going to see a Fed rate pause coming in December. If we go over to Fed Watch, the Fed Watch tool over on CME Group, in 19 days, I want to say December the 13th. Yeah, December the 13th, we're looking at a pause. They are giving a slightly higher likelihood of a rate hike. And if they do, that'd be fine because that would be in keeping with the trend. But that would probably be the last rate hike. And if we do see one more rate hike up to 5.5 to 5.75, people would more than likely assume that that is the last rate hike. And so that would actually end up providing bullish pressure for the market, in my opinion, because it would lead to people believing, all right, we're finally done with all of these rate hikes. So now we can start preparing not for more rate hiking season, but we can start preparing for rate drops here in the next 12 to 18 months. Rates very rarely stay at plateau for long. We're talking 12, 18 months at most historically, going back over 30 years. So when those rates start dropping, well, businesses plan 12, 18, 24, 36, 60 months out. They're saying, all right, in 18 months, rates are going to be going down. Let's put our plans in place right now, financed by debt that we will take out in 18 months when those rates go down, and then we will be ahead of the curve and we'll be able to expand and grow, and you'll see a bunch of money flowing into the market. You think, like, you can't get away from this one Verizon ad where the people are wearing red, you know, Verizon red, Christmas red, and they're sitting there singing their Christmas carols, and they're like, get a new iPhone, get a new iPad, get a new Apple Watch. You think that's a lot of promotions? You just wait until those rates start going down, and you've got Verizon and every other massive Fortune 500 company in the world taking out $100 billion in debt to give away free stuff. You're going to have a massive amount of liquidity put into the market when those rates do start coming down, and the Fed knows that. And they're going to try and time that well, but that's going to be very conducive to the bullishness in Bitcoin. The way that relates to today is that when we do have some kind of confirmation that a Fed rate pause is coming, and I think we'll have some of that come December 13th, that is going to be bullish for Bitcoin as well. And here we go. Had a feeling that was going to happen. Bitcoin just broke above 37,974 again. 37,974 is the same level that we set as resistance multiple times over the course of the last month. That is the exact level that we set as resistance here. And, I better jump over there because we're moving. Bitcoin is attempting to break above that right now. This could end up being just another candle wick, but if it is, then that's fine because, again, that is a probing attack. Sometimes you've got to send some sappers in there to knock out the walls before you send the main army in. We don't know right now whether this is the main army or whether this is just another one of those sort of sapping attacks, one of those digging a tunnel underneath the wall to breach it attacks. Aha, looks like it might actually be the main attack. We're currently sitting at 38,162, 38,182, 38,200. These are fresh highs for the year. This is the absolute highest level that we have seen Bitcoin in over 18 months. You're watching this live right now. So shout out to everybody who is here in chat watching history be made because Bitcoin is on its way back to all-time high. Now, that's not going to happen immediately. It's going to take time for Bitcoin to get back to all-time high. But every time that we go a dollar closer, well, as my father used to say, we're getting closer all the time. And ask him, how far away are we? When are we there? When are we going to get there? And then the classic, are we there yet? And he'd just respond, getting closer all the time. Bitcoin's getting closer all the time. We're currently sitting at $38,000. What do you do with this information? Bitcoin breaking up to 38.2 as we continue to watch the market here. What do we do with that information? Quite simply, we go back to our investment strategy and we reassure ourselves as to whether or not it is the right investment strategy. What I recommend people to do is to dollar cost average into the market over a period of probably the next 6 to 12 months at least, moving into the beginning stages of the bull market. It's not too late. Bitcoin's going to go higher. Ethereum's going to go higher. Cardano's going to go higher. Set up dollar cost averaging. That means buying every Friday or every other Friday or one Friday every month. I prefer and I recommend every single Friday. That might be $50 a week. That might be $20 a week. That might be $1,000 a week. I don't know your specific circumstance. But you're going to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, whatever you think is best. I'm not a financial advisor. I am giving you a strategy that you can choose or choose not to follow. I am not telling you what to do. I'm not commanding you what to do. I have no authority over your finances. I don't want authority over your finances. I want you to be financially sovereign and in authority over them yourselves. And we are continuing to move here. 38,220, 38,199, 38,200, 38,184, 38,176, 167, 201, 206, 215. Fresh highs incoming, maybe. 209, 199. Bulls are trying. 223, if that's a fresh high. 38,223 is our high for the year right now. Always love getting to commentate on live breakouts. 38,264, 38,286. 38,286 is our local high for the year. 38,288 is our local high now, up $2. 38,298, fresh high, stair-stepping up here. Let's go down onto the minute chart and get a better perspective on what's going on here. In the last 4 minutes, we have broken our resistance, as we talked about, was likely to occur. For the 3 reasons I explained before. 3 reasons why Bitcoin is breaking $38,000 right now. We talked about this 15 minutes ago before we started breaking out, and then 10 minutes after I said it, we started breaking out. 3 reasons. Number 1, this is the 4th touch on $38,000. A double top and a triple top are very strong tops. When you get a quadruple top, that normally means the resistance is very weak and it'll probably break. That principle is playing out right now because this is the 4th time Bitcoin has come up to 37,974, and we are currently breaking it. Again, you can scrub back in the stream. We were talking about the reasons why Bitcoin probably break out. That's one of them. 38,300, new fresh high. 38,308, fresh high. I'm going to try and get chat up on my screen right now, on my phone right now, because I definitely cannot look away, and I want to make sure I see what you guys are saying. Checking to make sure everything is good. Really quickly, I am going to check and make sure everything's good. We're not running into any technical difficulties. I think we are good. People say I sound like one of those guys from the auctions. Gotten that before. And it comes in handy on a day like this. Comes in handy on a day like this. Let me grab the chat. So the 3 major reasons why Bitcoin's breaking above 37 above 37,974 right now. These are the reasons that we talked about 15 minutes before the breakout started. And it seems that this is coming to fruition, and this is why we are seeing the breakout. Number 1, this is the 4th touch on 37,974. 4 touches on resistance generally means that resistance is going to break. We teach technical analysis every single day here on the cryptocurrency markets. That's one of our principles that we always keep in the back of our mind. 2 or 3 touches, double, triple tops, those are pretty strong resistance. That indicates the bears are stronger, the bulls are weaker. When you test it a 4th time, that normally indicates, all right, the bears might be as strong as they want to be, but the bulls are apparently strong enough to keep pushing, so a 4th touch indicated a breakout. We said that, and we're probably going to go ahead and do that. Second reason, Bitcoin only rallied $1,000 up to 38,000 this time, whereas before it had rallied several $1,000s. 38,315, fresh high for the year. we'd only rallied about $1,000. We had recently had a correction, which means that the bulls have more in the tank, which means they have more that they can throw at the walls of the bears. Right now, there's internal fighting in the cities just beyond the city gates. That's what we're watching right now. Fourth reason, the last touch on the resistance, we didn't even get to the resistance. In this case, we actually put some probing attacks up there more recently in the form of 3 shooting star formations that you can see on the hourly chart right here. These 3 shooting star formations showed me that the order books had been thinned out. The sell wall had been thinned out enough that it was going to be significantly easier for a bullish attack to break through that level. This could still end up just being a shooting star, but generally speaking, if you have a marauding army that manages to break through the city gates and starts burning down buildings on the inside of the city walls, oftentimes, even if that attack gets repulsed, it breaks the morale of the city to such a degree that capitulation is all but guaranteed. And that is what we are witnessing right now. Even if Bitcoin does capitulate here and drop down below 38,320, even if it does drop a couple of $1,000s at this point, the fact that we have breached this far above $38,000 weakens the defenses to such a degree that the bears, the defending army, will likely have to fall back to the bastion. They'll have to fall back to the next defensible point. Reason being, again, to use the analogy of city walls, if you break into the city, you break down the gatehouse, or you break through a certain portion of the wall or whatever, you have done 2 things. Number 1, you have damaged those walls to such a degree that they are no longer usable, and you cannot patch the hole in the wall because there's a besieging army on the outside. Similarly, the bears are going to have a very difficult time patching up $38,000 as resistance when there is a besieging army of bulls on the other side. It's difficult to do repair works on fortifications when there is an active war going on. So damage done to city walls typically stays for the duration of the battle, and it can take months or years following the battle to repair it. In short, $38,000 took months to build as resistance, and in just about 8 minutes, it's been cracked, and there is no repairing that crack. Those defenses, that resistance only gets weaker from here. $38,000 only gets weaker from here. Second reason, again, I think that the medieval armies battling over city walls is the best analogy that I can come up with here. Second reason why $38,000 is likely to remain breached at this point is if you manage to break into a city as a besieging army. I am not justifying, and I am definitely, absolutely not advocating for the way that armies act in these cases, but they're horrible. And so when you have a besieging army break into a city, typically they do terrible things, and it breaks the morale of the soldiers who have families, and of the families and of the civilians there in the first place. And so the will to fight comes down, and you have a break in the morale. And similarly on Bitcoin, when you break through $38,000, it breaks the morale of the bears. They no longer think, man, I should be selling here. No, man, I should not be shorting here. We just knocked out this resistance. Bitcoin is acting like it is going to breach through $38,000 and manage to stay up here for a time. And so the impetus to place a sell order in this region goes down, and you have people flipping sides. You have civilians saying, marauding, besieging army, you may be the enemy, but you're safe anyway because you guys are winning, so I'm going to jump ship. And then you have a conversion there where you have bears becoming bulls, and they turn around, they start buying. They were selling. Sell pressure turns into buy pressure, which is basically like it's basically doubly strong, because on the one hand, you lose the sell pressure. On the other hand, you get the buy pressure. Those are all reasons why after this specific breach that has occurred in the last 10 minutes, $38,000 is likely to no longer be as strong of a resistance level as it was. This is a major breach of 38K. This is not one of these small little breaches that shows up on a wick on a minute chart. This is a proper breach above $38,000. And even as is seen here on the minute chart, we were using the level here at 38 as resistance when I went live. Was talking about the reasons why I thought we were probably going to break above it. Could have come down here on the hourly chart and said, look, there's a bull flag there. We are pushing very strongly into the resistance. But here we've also gone through a correction for 2 minutes, and we're quickly bouncing to recover it. We'll be very interested to see if we can set a new higher high here, or if we're going to put into motion a head and shoulders pattern. If we do put into motion a head and shoulders pattern, it is very likely then that the market will go through a small correction, at least back down to $38,000. Now, just really quickly, I do want to mention that I've been teaching technical analysis on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets for over 6 years, and it's the way that we're able to make these calls and these predictions, and we are not always right. I've been wrong in the past. I've been wrong plenty of times, but I've also been right plenty of times. And at the end of the day, technical analysis is telling us what's going to happen next on the market. And those who have ears to listen shall hear what the market is telling you. The market is shouting at us through the form of technical indicators, through the form of the principles of technical analysis. And if you understand that technical analysis, you can put the odds in your favor so that when you're making trades and investments, you set yourself up through what I call the game of statistics and probabilities to statistically set yourself up for success in the cryptocurrency market. And that is why for over 5 years, we have had something called the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, where I teach you everything that you need to know about technical analysis so you can do exactly what you see me do here every day on Coffee and Crypto and in our content. Technical analysis is the way that I've been able to build wealth for myself in the cryptocurrency space, and it is essentially like knowing how to swing a hammer to someone that is a framer in construction. It's a little bit like knowing how to use a drill. It's a little bit like a mechanic understanding how to use torque wrenches. It's a little bit like a heart surgeon understanding how to use a scalpel. It's a little bit like having the education to actually work in the profession that you are working in. So if you're in cryptocurrency and you're trying to make money in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin cryptocurrency, it is all important that you have an understanding of technical analysis so that you can understand what the market is doing, what it is telling you it's about to do, so that you can plan for what to do when the market does what it says it will do. In other words, the market is at all times giving you information about what's coming up next. And it is our job as analysts to listen closely, because if we have that information about what's going to happen next, then that gives us the ability to make a plan to profit off of what happens next. And that does not mean that you will always be right. There will be plenty of times you are wrong, but you will put the odds in your favor where 60% of the time, 65% of the time, 70, sometimes 75% of the time, maybe 80% of the time, you will be right. And when you have those odds on your side, if you place at least a somewhat competent trading strategy behind that understanding of what's going to happen next in the market, you can make yourself considerable wealth. The Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is the #1 place in the entire industry to learn about technical analysis. We have had over 5,000 students go through CT2A. It has an almost legendary name and track record in the industry. There are so many greats in the market who remember this course, who went through this course, who got their start here in technical analysis in CT2A. We birthed some of the current other technical analysis YouTubers that started off by watching our channel, going through CT2A, and we have taught, again, thousands of students over more than a 5-year track record how to do technical analysis. And it's back. And it's also 30% off right now. So make sure that you check the link in the description box down below. Use coupon code BLACKFRIDAY30OFF to get access to CT2A. And by the way, for anybody who didn't know that CT2A is back, it is. I relaunched it, and there is more content coming. And just so that you know that I've set the incentives up a little bit differently than this time, there are now 2 different pricing models on CT2A. There's a lifetime membership for $9.97. That's currently discounted down to $6.97 with a 30% off coupon code. But there's also a yearly plan where you get access to it for 1 year, which means that I have the incentive financially to continue putting new content in there so you continue to stay subscribed, which means that the incentives for you getting a product that's ever evolving, the incentives for me, the content creator, are together. We just set a fresh high, 38,330, because new content will be coming in there, because I would love for you to stay in CT2A. Works out business-wise that I can continue to put content in there forevermore. We've got a lot of content coming. I'd like to even get some content out there before the end of the year. 38,329, fresh high. So if you have not joined CT2A, make sure to sign up with the link in the description box down below. By the way, just a quick shout out. There is an exchange down there. It's a decentralized exchange based, it was created in partnership with Bybit. It's called Apex. And if you're looking for somewhere to trade on leverage, that's my recommendation as well. Sign up down below. Fresh high, 38,379. Boom, let's do it. 38,401, 38,414, 38,428. Bitcoin gave us a break. Bitcoin started a little bit of a correction for commercial break. So thank you there for that, Bitcoin. Hey guys, got to keep the lights on somehow. And I also love teaching you guys about technical analysis. You guys really, I'm just very excited about it. I have the Beholder said CT2A is the best trading education course I've ever purchased. Boom. Love to hear it. When Lambo, when we put our finances into a state of sovereignty and we let them grow for long enough that you can afford one. If that's what you want. Shadrach Frost in chat said, folks, take a quick second and smash the like button. Give back some love and support for Jeb and his channel. Over 570 watching. Yes. Let's see if we can't get up to, let's see. Got 164 likes. Let's see if we can't get to 250. Bitcoin going through a small correction. 38,366. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Crypto Surge said I sound like one of those guys from the auctions. Yes. I got a bid for $500 on this one cattle. I don't know. I don't know what to say on auction. That's the thing. I can talk that quickly. I just don't know what to say. I would need to have something to actually commentate on. Like Bitcoin, when Bitcoin's hitting a fresh high. Jeff from Yo-Yo, everyone, to the moon. All right, fresh high coming in. I think. Let's see. 38,422, 38,445, fresh high. 38,446, fresh high. 38,448, fresh high. Love to see it. 38,454, fresh high. Boom. And guess what? With that, we just moved the market up to a place where you see this little level up here. This green box up here. That green box is our next zone of resistance that we have looked at ad nauseum here on the channel. That is the level between 39 and 41. That is the Fibonacci golden pocket for the correction for the entire bear market. That Fibonacci golden pocket is so crucial because Bitcoin is so likely to go there. It's $39,000 to $41,000. That's where Bitcoin's going. We've been predicting that that's where Bitcoin would go if it broke $38,000 for weeks now. We had our concerns that it wasn't going to be able to break $38,000, but we have done it now. Very exciting. Lambo question mark, bad for the environment, someone said. Cryptopher said, this is fun. It certainly is. TA on Doge. I'll have to check because people are saying something. Is Doge just going crazy? Hey, if you've been watching the channel, you will remember. I've told you. It's rallying a little bit. All right, nothing crazy just yet. Nothing crazy just yet. I've told you multiple times, Dogecoin is not a terrible investment. I would be very careful and not put more than 1 or 2% on your portfolio in in Doge, just because it is a meme coin. But I actually think it will go up in the bull market, and you probably will make some money on it. All right. Juan Ruiz said, Jeb, what Lux algo you recommend? I recommend the if you are just your app, if you are I recommend premium to start with, unless you have a good reason to get one of the other packages. If you're going to be doing backtesting, and this is something that I'm going to be getting access to, I think I already have access to it actually. The backtesting is really useful for me because I'm an analyst and I put stuff out there, and I want to be able to have data to back up what I say and have facts and figures and say, look, I backtested this. It has this percentage likelihood, so I'm going to be using the backtesting system. If you're not going to use the backtesting system, don't pay for something you're not going to use. If you're a trader and an analyst and you're trying to put the odds ever in your favor, it's a good idea to get the backtesting system. So I would recommend that if you can afford it. And if you're doing this full time, it's a good tool to have in your toolbox because you want to be able to say, all right, this indicator works this much, this indicator works this much, this strategy works this much. It's a great tool. If you don't have the money to pay for premium, but you still want some of Lux Algo, then the Essentials Toolkit actually is a pretty solid setup over here. You're going to get access to all of the price action concepts tools, which are kind of like a light version of Lux Algo Premium price. Let me see if I can find it. Price action concepts. Lux Algo price action concepts. So this indicator is huge. It's everywhere. Everybody's talking about this. You type this into Google, it's absolutely everywhere. And it's a really cool technical indicator. I'm not going to go into a bunch of it right now, but it's where you've got your breakup structures, your chalks. It's a really great indicator. See, like right here, it's going to show it's a breakup structure. We broke the double top. Similar thing would show up probably if you went out to the hourly chart. It'd probably end up saying a breakup structure out here. Yeah, so you have a chalk right here. You've got your order book, your levels and everything as far as the volume and whatnot. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I need to go over more and show you guys. there's a lot here. It's kind of a lot to go over in just like 15 or 20 seconds, but it's a really cool indicator. And so if it's all that you can afford, there's no shame in that at all. And don't let anybody shame you. That's what we're here for, is to learn about how to generate wealth in cryptocurrency. So if that's what you want to get, go for it. It's a great indicator, and it is going to run you less. $150 for the 12 months rather than $215. And on the monthly with the coupon code right now, it's $33.99 rather than $47.59. So make sure to check that out with the link in the description box down below so you can get access to those coupon codes. Guys, I am going to have to wrap it out here in just a little bit because I am technically taking the day off, and because we had a massive rally, I went longer than I planned on. I planned on only going for 30 minutes because this is a day off other than the stream. So just so you guys know, I will be continuing to put out more content coming up in the week, and if something absolutely crazy happens, I might step away and make a little phone video real quick. But just to kind of conclude my thoughts, 39 to 41 is most likely going to happen. The break above $38,000 is deep enough now that it has been permanently damaged. Could we fall back below 38K? Yes. We certainly could. Would we stay down there? That's the question, because when you look at the daily chart, we're very close to a buy signal, a bullish cross on the MACD. We're very close to RSI breaking above the 14 interval moving average. You've got a green, red, green. Green, red, green. Talk about that a lot in CT2A. Green, red, greens. It's a candlestick analysis. All of those are bullish factors. You look at your Lux Algo here. Lux Algo's got a price target up with a bottom on the daily chart at $40,300 from this buy signal. And I'm inclined to believe that this buy signal is going to actually come to fruition, that this is actually what we're going to do. Removing all of the drawings for a second, you can see that we're just at the very bottom of the reversal zone, so that will be a point of contention that Bitcoin's going to need to break through on Lux Algo. Lux Algo is a big enough technical indicator now that it's got it basically, I think that it's actually big enough that it has the ability to move the market on its own. So we do need to pay attention to that, the bottom of that reversal zone, because it's basically right here. But if we do start breaking up into that, bets are off, guys. We're going to 40K. If you're not already dollar cost averaging into the market, you've got a few more hours to do it at these levels, because I would not be at all surprised to see Bitcoin breaking even higher here. Let's see. Any points of concern? Big point of concern that I will give you, and this is something that we're going to pay close attention to. We have to rally a very long way to not be in bearish RSI divergence. If you'll notice, we can draw a higher high right here. We can also draw lower highs here on the RSI. So that is one thing that I will mention that is relatively dangerous for the price, and that alone could cause a drop back below 38. And just keep in mind that just because we broke 38 here does not mean that we're on our way to 41 right now. We might drop below $38,000, stay down there for a couple of days, and we might be rallying again on Cyber Monday. We'll see. This is not a guarantee that we're breaking above 38. We're never going to go back down to 38 again. But we do have a good, significant amount of support down here on VRVP baseline. And you can see the point of control on VRVP is all the way down here at 34. If we look at the most recent market, all the way down here at 34,400. $35,000 is right there. And so we've got a lot of support below us. I don't think that you're going to see a sub $30,000 Bitcoin potentially ever again. So continue to pay close attention to the market. I will continue to keep you guys updated, and make sure to take advantage of those deals, because both of them end today. Lux Algo and CT2A, both of those sales end today. They're Black Friday sales, so they're over in about 12 hours. So make sure you sign up for CT2A, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Get access to all of these videos. How to spot a winning indicator and pattern. This one's free if you want to go watch a free preview of this. Our teachings on moving averages, Fibonacci retracement, RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, trend line, RSI divergence, continuation pattern, wedges and pendants, head and shoulders, cup and handles, our tutorial on Lux Algo, our introduction to candlestick analysis, risk and reward, the basis of all trading, a game of statistics and probabilities, probably one of my favorite videos in the entire course, how to plan and execute profitable trades, mass psychology. These are all timeless videos that will be true 100 years from now, just as much as they are today, that will help you to understand any market you look at, not just cryptocurrency markets. If you work in markets, doesn't it stand to reason that you would try and understand how the markets work? My final point on CT2A will be this. I am self-taught. I am an autodidact when it comes to technical analysis, but that doesn't mean that I haven't had people that have taught me. I have gone out and I have put the work into attempting to gather this information and put it into my mind after working on nearly 3,000 videos relating to technical analysis on YouTube. After doing this for over 6 years, and after having this course and this academy that I have sold to thousands of people, sharing with them, teaching them to do technical analysis. I've done tens of thousands of hours of research on TA through doing TA and actually learning about TA. I have learned so much about it, and that has taken a long time. And I tell you what, my vision for CT2A has been from the beginning and pretty much will always be from the beginning. This is the resource that I want to be able to go back, and if I can sell it to one person, I will be happy. If I could sell it to myself when I first got into technical analysis, and it would have been the course that would have gotten me back to where I am today, then that is the product that I want to build. Said another way, you ever watch that Undercover Billionaire show? Or no, not the Undercover Billionaire show. Grant Cardone did a show where they stripped him of everything, gave him $100, dropped him in the middle of Colorado, and said, you got to build $1 million business in 90 days. I want to be in the position where if I had all of my thoughts, all of my memories, all of my experience stripped from me, and I had to relearn technical analysis all over again, I want to be able to go through CT2A and learn it. That's my dream. And not in 15,000 hours, but in 10 to 20 hours. There's over 10 hours of content here. Sign up for CT2A because that is the vision that hopefully you guys can get behind. I'm trying to teach you guys everything that you need to know about how to read markets, because how do you expect to make money in markets if you don't even understand the markets that you are trading in? To make money financially, we have to make wise financial decisions. The Bible says that wisdom resteth in the heart of him that hath understanding. I think that's Proverbs 14:33. You can go read that for yourself. We have to understand the market, to be wise in relation to the market, to have wisdom on the market. And if we ever hope to profit in a market, we must make wise decisions in that market, which come from an understanding of that market. It's my dream to help you guys have that understanding. That sale will be lasting another 12 hours, so make sure to take advantage of it today. Let's read some chat, and then we're going to wrap it out. Let's see. Bitcoin's going through a bit of a correction anyway, so I don't feel bad for tuning off. I would feel so bad if I had to go in the middle of a massive rally, but we're actually dropping a little bit here, kind of correcting, consolidating. Let's read some chat here. Hunger Games reference just rewatched last night. Yes. Odds are finally in our favor. Lol. Yes, exactly. Glad somebody caught that reference. I figured you would. That was a pretty big reference. Everybody's going to get that one. All right. Dino Shark said, good morning. Thoughts on Graph? Not hearing much, but moving up fast. Yes, I will look at technical. I will look at, not technicals. I will look at some of those other altcoins more so in the future. Graph has been moving very quickly, though. I will say that. All right. Coinbase, nice pump. Yep. Last week, you said you're selling your Bitcoin. I did not say I was selling my Bitcoin. I said that I'm considering moving some of my Bitcoin position into some other altcoins. That's what I said. I said that I'm considering taking some profits on Bitcoin, putting it into other altcoins that I think are going to even outperform it, because I think we're about to see an altcoin cycle. I did say that, and I'm still considering doing that. I haven't done it yet, but I am still considering it. I've got a large amount of my portfolio in crypto. In crypto. I mean, that's true also, but also in Bitcoin. All right. Juan Ruiz is in chat, said, hello, Jeb. Everybody's asking for TA on Doge. I will look at that in an upcoming week. How about that? But as I said, Doge is not a terrible purchase. Just don't put too much in it. Don't bet the farm on it. Don't take out a mortgage on it. Good God almighty. I remember my banker told me one time that he knew a guy that took out a second mortgage on his house to buy Doge and then he bought it at the top and it crashed and he went bankrupt. So just please don't be stupid with money. Guys, if I can do one thing in my entire career here, it is to help you guys be wise about money. That's my whole job. That's everything to me. All right. My dream. Can we look at ETH? I'll look at ETH briefly. If you haven't seen already, there's a video that I just posted yesterday on Ethereum with some long-term analysis that I think you'll really like if you're looking for analysis on Ethereum in the like the crypto Jeb spirit. I think you'll really enjoy that. Right now, ETH is basically on track to do what we said in that video. That video went out right about here. Why Ethereum will double to $4,000 in only ... my realistic Ethereum price prediction. So I would make sure you go back and watch that. By the way, if you haven't watched this video was very special to me, so you can consider watching that if you want. But I think you'll really enjoy this video here, why Ethereum will double to $4,000. I basically told you when I think Ethereum is going to double and go back to all-time high, to $4,000 all the way back to all-time high, and I think you will find some value in that. So again, consider signing up for CT2A and for Lux Algo. Those sales are ending soon, and I don't want you guys to miss out on them. We've already had a bunch of people sign up for both of those products, and I would love to see you guys join them as well for your benefit, because I really think that they're going to bring value to you. All right, well, guys, I am going to go and enjoy Black Friday and kind of rest with my family. More content coming out over the course of the next, forever. Not sure where I was going with that. More content coming out. You guys know that I love making YouTube videos. Love what I do. And I love you guys. But I am going to go. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.